Okay, I walked around the yard a little bit this morning and then I looked at the plants. You know, guys, I'm always looking at my plants. I'm always looking at my garden. Sometimes I just walk through and look. I have seen the pumpkins every day, but every day I get up, it's still great to see them. I've looked at the flowers. There's this particular plant I really, really want to show you guys. I found a stem of it, if you want to call it that, in a flower, in a dirt pile. Somewhere I went. You know, like when they cleared it and the dump stuck up. Or I went to somebody's yard and see it stuck up in a dirty. I don't remember, but I know I took it out of a dirt pile. And it looked like flowers to me. Anybody who know what it is can tell me. And I brought it home and put it in. Right? See it here? When I just got it, it was just one of this. When I put it in the pot, it came up like this. Then it died, and I was so disappointed. And then I saw it flourish and come back up and spread. And yesterday I saw this. Now, anybody who knows what plant is this, they can let me know. This too was also found. Oh, I don't know what this is, but I'm just seeing this as well. Right? This, I haven't identified what it is yet, but this was just one piece. See it growing there. This now, I figure I would look and see what it is before I remove it. And I don't see anything yet. This, I found. This, my neighbor gave me a little piece. And when I put it in here, the colors were vibrant like this. When I put it in here, the colors got dim and turned more green. I don't know if the colors are seasonal, but I noticed that those that I plant at the front of the yard just keep getting prettier and prettier. I'd be disappointed if they change, because I know some of them, this is how they bloom and they'll change at a particular point during the year. But when I look at those things in my yard and the fruits and the size of my trees and the whatever, it's encouraging to me. I don't know about anybody else, but it's an encouragement to being here. Reason why I'm here, the peace of being here. And it does not negate that there are challenges. And you guys have heard my challenges. You have heard me talk about people everywhere are challenges. People here are challenges. When I was in Jamaica, my neighbor could be a challenge. Best friends can be challenges. Everywhere you go, there are challenges. It doesn't change me personally. It doesn't change how no, I shouldn't say that. It does change me. Many of my experiences make me stronger. Many of them make me appreciate what I have. Some of the times make me appreciate what I lost. Whether it's a bad friendship, a bad relationship, but it's just living. There are some things though that continue to confound me. And some of the times when things confound me and confuse me, it's best like I let it go out there. In your case, guys, my subscribers have become like a sounding board to me. I hope you guys don't mind. So there are some things that confound me. I know people have different cultures. Ghanaians have a different culture from me as a Jamaican. There are some things that I just cannot, and then there are some things that I will not accept. Right? That's me. It doesn't make me against anything or anybody or any. It does make me against. It's just that there are some things I will accept, some things that I'll not accept. I'll not accept certain behaviors from people. And what that means is not that I go up in the face and get all high and mighty. It just means I hold to my corner and I leave them in theirs. Right? There are certain things that happen here that I can't get used to. And one of the things is something that happens a number of times. I want to be sociable. I want to be a part of a community. I want to be a part of this community. And I can tell you that there are many persons who pass this yard that makes me feel a part of this community. Just by how they talk, I don't understand what they say. I can tell you that. I don't understand a word they're saying. There's this particular man, every time I'm passing, laughing, and he talking, and he gesticulating in my yard, and him pointing on the property. And I can only assume that he's thinking that's your next property and you're working on that one too, and so I'm assuming. Yesterday he passed and he was doing it, and then he took something off his head and put it on the ground. And I went closer because I wasn't sure, because I saw him with I saw some cassava leaves. So I was wondering, what is he? Is he going to give me something? I was just there checking, just wondering. When I got closer and he opened the bag, you know what he took out of the bag? What they call bushmeat. To me, it looked like a hare. You know, rabbit hair. It looked like a hare. The hunters passed there already with one day, hold it up. And I said, no, baby, I can't clean that. So, I'm not saying I'd never eat bushmeat, but somebody have to get that, clean it up somewhere, and bring it to me as meat. And I'll try it. But you give it to me like that, you ain't going to eat. And these not going to eat. But anyway, there are other things, though, that happen that I'm not sure how to deal with. I mentioned some time ago, some video way back last year, some girls who came said they were greeting me. And in the greeting and the whatever and nature, you're tentative. I'm not somebody who just wholeheartedly embrace people on the first go. But it turns out that they had an ulterior motive. They wanted money. Some of them come, they greet you, can I help? I usually reject the help because usually I don't want anybody to come here and work and I can't give them money. I don't have money put down here, just a handout. If they come and they beg water, it's easy because I have the borehole, and as long as I have pumped water, no problem. Get some water. Whether they want to drink it or not. Some of the times they come and they ask for water, and I take out of the bag water I have. Sometimes I gesture, they want to drink. Sometimes I don't even know, but I chance it. I give them some bag water. Sometimes I say go on and full. And they're full. I don't have a problem. I am one of those persons who I prefer to give than to receive. It's just me, right? So I'm a little bit more hesitant about receive, and I don't put myself out there. But I can tell you, the Most High has blessed me. Subscribers who reach out, who have persons who pay for a window, who pay for cement, who pay for two ladies send money through somebody else and ask me to buy 2 cement and 2 paint, you know. So those are ways that the Most High has stepped into my life through persons that have nothing to do with my life. That's life, you know. But as I was saying, some things really confound me. I was outside recently, Carissa and I, we were building some kind of trellis for this thing. Jamaican, step closer. You remember this thing? It's shaped like a corn and it looked like mesh. And all time people say it can use beard and it can use wash clothes. I don't know the name. Kind of Kaya like. She saw it on TikTok, and I don't know when she decided she wanted it. I was just passing Mr. T restaurant out there, and she stopped and digging in the bush and take it out. So I said, that look black. Yeah. She said, whoa, a worm in it. She screams every time she see worm. But that girl took that thing home, found seeds in it, and decided that she going to grow it. But it need a lot of space. So I said, I have no space in my yard for it, because right now I need space for some more corn. I need some space for some more cassava. Plus, I have a mint that I like the taste, and the thing spread like a weed. But those things it mint smells so nice. But anyway, I digress. So we were over there building a trellis for her to plant it and let it run on it. Her part of the property that we have. So the land that I cleared, I made sure I put it on her side, not the other side. Right? And we saw these little boys coming So the way they were behaving and going on, it dragged your attention. So I was looking at them. They came, they were playing with the dogs, and I was making a whole lot of noise. I'm not used to the noise, so maybe that was kind of shocking to my sister. But anyway, they stopped at the gate with the dog first before they came to the cleared area. And I was there watching them, and I was wondering why they're stopping at the gate. Our dogs were going crazy. No, after they played with their dogs there a little bit, they started coming back, and I stopped and I was watching them again. And they came back to my gate. And they stopped at the gate again. And they saw the dogs barking and they were doing something. And I just couldn't figure it because remember, I don't really know the language. But they had a dog with them they had about 3 dogs. One of the dogs looked like a dog that I keep seeing in the yard and have to run out. I think he's the one who knocked Brody up, right? And there's another one that has her color sorta and how the hair on her skin looks ruffled and plenty. He had that dog pushing his butt down, and I was trying to figure out why he was pushing him down to sit. But I wasn't thinking anything, I was just watching. The dog got up and walked off, and the little boy dipped his hand under the dog's belly, lifted him and tossed him into my yard. So I said, why you do that? I said, why did you do that? I said, does the dog live here? I said, this is my yard. Why are you tossing your dog in the yard? So some people hearing this will say, well, you don't have to react that way. It's probably innocent. I don't know. I don't know if it's innocent. To me, it's just weird. To me, it's just weird. Why would you lift a dog, your dog, and toss them in the yard? All right. Spoke to them. Fling some stone off the dog run out to them, go about their business. Yesterday, I had a visitor, and I was outside talking to her, and I hear one heap of noise again. It was so loud, it sounded like it was on my property, the one beside where the house is. So I climbed up on the little rise between the properties, and I looked and I saw some boys. One was stark naked climbing up in a tree. The others were there laughing and gallivanting, and they're making a whole lot of noise. No, I didn't pay it any mind. I came down, continued to talk. We were walking in the yard, looking at the things and talking about the things, right? She also has a garden at her home, and we were, talking and exchanging stories and so on. They left where they were and they come back. And they were chopping, so they were calling Madame, Madame, Madame. I didn't pay them any mind. Because half the time I can't understand what they ask. I know they're going to ask something that I don't ask. I don't know what they want. I don't understand the language. The person with me don't understand the language. So they eased off calling Madame, Madame. Came up to the front and then they had cutlasses or machetes, whatever you want to call it. And they were chopping the grass. Not seriously, but messing with the grass with it. I wasn't paying them too much of a mind, and I wouldn't have let that bother me. Then they stopped at the gate and they called, Madame, Madame, Madame. So I looked and I said, yes. They were there saying something I don't want to say. So I came closer to the gate, and one of them had this plant that I've been trying to get rid of out of my yard. He says it's flowers if I want the flowers. I'm assuming that's what he was saying because he was holding it out. I said, no, I don't need any flowers. Thanks. He said, he put it down, he dropped his hand, and by the time he dropped it, the other one said, you have any money? So the lady beside me said, go away, go, leave. And I looked at them and I shook my head. You know why I shake my head? Too many of these young children are in the habit of seeing adults, diasporans, whether male, I'm assuming male as well. As a female, they're always doing it. They come initially, say, can I help you? And if they're helping you and you have money and you can give them after they help you, that's fine. If you want to do it that way, that's fine. What I have a problem with is like they open up a conversation, conversation starter. They find a conversation starter and before you can respond. Just when they get your attention, they ask you for money. Somebody delivered some things at our house recently. By the time I opened the gate and he parked, you have any food inside? No, I don't know about anybody. I don't particularly have any problem giving people money. But to me, it's weird how they do it. Is there a better way they can do it? I don't know. Somebody needs to tell me because I don't know how to do it. It throws me off. My immediate reaction is definitely negative. You want to say I'm negative? That's fine. That's your opinion. But I am not. I grew up in a house where my mother kept saying, don't go people yard. I was taught not to go to people yard because my own sister, when we TV brought down a yard and we go her yard, when she get tired for see, I remember one day we were, they go around, say go watch like a TV. And she said, what now go back on the yard. And this was her sister. We don't have the same parents. Well, we have the same father, not the same mother. But she had I would say stranger, but it's not stranger to her, it's our friends. She had her friends in the yard. I was family. So I thought. She said, "Whoa, now go back on the yard." Now that sister, I never went back to that yard for years. And I lived to see her saying, on top come my yard, on this, on that, on go on like on this, on go on like that. And she tell me to go back on my yard. Me just go back. She never did tell me when to go back and when to come back. When to go and when to come back. She didn't. And when people do things like that to me, I take it to heart. That's me. You tell me to leave, I'll leave. Tell me not come back, I will stay away. That's just me. No, I grew up, stay, don't beg. My mother will lick me down for beg, Make she see me a beg. Not only that, there are dangers inherent in begging. Are these parents teaching these children to go around and beg? I would like to know, so I need somebody to tell me because it seems it's a persistent narrative. They see you, they find something to start a conversation. Before you are 2 sentences in the conversation, they're begging food, they're begging biscuit, they're begging money. 2 things apart from the dangers, another thing bothered me about it. They get the perception that money is easy to get. So I work for my money and I should give it. They don't want to work for it. They want you to just give it to them because I don't put children to work that way. I put my children to work. I don't believe in taking anybody else's children and have them working, even if I'm going to pay them, have them working for me that way. So my first reaction, if a young boy or a young girl pass and say, they want to help me cut or they want to help me chop. And please note, I know they're used to it, I see the children them pass with some big old stick pan their head and I don't know how they carry. Pan them head. Some of them lick depending on the size on the head, the side of the pan or the weight on the head is sometimes it's not to me. It's no balance, but they are used to it. I know that. And I know people are going to say that's their culture. That's the go-to phrase here, I should say. But I find it highly strange. And those persons who love to say it's a culture, you can explain it to me. I need to understand why it is the way it is. Is it a begging culture? Is it me hungry, so me want something from anybody? I really don't know what to term it, but just feel some of it share it because it just sit on my mind. The fact that they don't know me, they act friendly in one instance, but why beg money? I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say anything to sound offensive because as soon as I say anything about Ghana or people in Ghana, I'm told that me tearing down the brothers and the sisters. And I'm told basically, make them turn out their culture. That's what I get from the reaction some of the time. The funny thing is, if we as diasporans are coming here to help build community, part of building community is changing a mindset. If you disagree, you can tell me. If you agree, you can tell me. If me, I studied psychology. I studied psychology. I studied psychology at university level. I did grief counseling. I've counseled suicidal children. I was an online telecounselor. People call me up on the phone and counsel addicts, whether they're a drug addict or whether they're a gambling addict or whatever. I've done years of that. And one of the things that was instilled in me from the word go when I went down that line, that whole psychology avenue, is that no one changes unless they admit they have a problem. So the smoker not going to stop smoke unless him realize him is a chronic smoker. The drug addict not going to seek help until he admits that he's a drug addict. So why is it that with these years of research into psychology, people are coming here to let me know that you can't change the mindset. You have to just accept it because it's their culture. I am not going to, that is one of the things I refuse to accept. Because if you come here and every time they beg, you say, I have some work to do. Do you want to do it? And then I give you so and so, whether it's the food or they get to understand, I believe, as again, you can correct me if I'm wrong. They get to understand that I should work, and the more I work, the more I'll get paid. The more I get paid, the more my situation improves. Just a thought, just a thought. I just think that we are doing these children a disservice by handing everything they beg to them. You want biscuit, you hand it to them. You want, and I'm saying this because I grow my children to understand, say, I'm nothing to them. My girls were self-sufficient long before they got to the age of some of these children who are begging me. I had a girlfriend who looked at me once. Davia was a baby. Davia has been independent from she was a baby. So you see, once I showed her how to put on her socks, she ran with it. Chose her clothes, ran with it. So that child has been feeding herself for a good while. And I visited this friend of mine's house. She had a son. I visited her house and she cooked. We were talking because, we're just chilling for the day. And she gave my daughter her food, gave me my food. I put Ava on the chair and I handed her a spoon. And Ava started eating. You know what the girl said to me? How am I wicked? So I say, why you say I'm wicked? Because I make the baby feed herself. I said, but if she can feed herself, why wouldn't I allow her to feed herself? And this comment and this judgment or point of view is something that permeates certain factions in society, not just Jamaican society, American society, Ghanaian society, Bayesian society, many societies, that we define the potential of our kids and limit them to the potential we define them with. We don't let them go to see how far they can go and encourage them to get there. And I'm telling you, it does them no good. They become a burden to you, then a burden to society. Just my few little words. If anybody can explain why the little boy threw him dog in my yard and why the first go-to after greeting is to beg money or food, you can let me know. I'm always interested to learn new things, and this is no different. Having said that, it's a beautiful day. It came out very overcast this morning, but I noticed that. So it's a brand new day, right? And I am inside, but I'm looking outside. Now, I, you know that there are so many things I can talk about. Some things I don't. And some things I let it settle in my spirit to say it in a way that does not offend anyone. At the same time, I'm sharing it and giving food for thought. I believe in giving people food for thought, you know. I have been in a position here. I am in a position here to help anybody who feels the need to come to Ghana. They feel the pull of the spirit. They feel a call to come home, whatever. And just the fact that I have been in that position taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about being gracious. It taught me a lot about being tactful. It taught me about a lot about being humble. It taught me a lot about holding your peace about things. And everything is a war. And everything you have to have the last final say on. I knew that years ago. I tried to teach Carissa. She always thinks she right. And she's stubborn. She hold on it. It can be good. But you know that has its drawback. But I've learned so much just by being here. Just by coming here. And I appreciate those lessons. But this video is getting longer, so I have said my piece. I'll see you guys in another video. This is Michelle just saying peace.